So if you have hard water, which everybody does in Arizona, Blake is the man. He's from State 48 Water. Blake, thanks for joining me, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you go ahead and tell people all about yourself and your business?
Yeah, cool. Blake Elkin. I own and operate State 48 Water. We're a residential water treatment company based here in Gilbert, Arizona. So we help everyone with water softeners, whole house filtration, RO system, maintenance, repairs, rentals, everything you can think of to clean up your house's water.
That's pretty amazing because I actually use your services.
Yes, you do.
I have firsthand customer service experience, and I will say it is nothing but 5 stars. So I also referred my parents to you.
Yeah, man.
So,
good people.
Met their crazy boxer.
He was great, tried to punch me in the head.
Oh yeah, she's out. We're actually dog sitting her right now.
Oh, man.
We're in San Diego. But anyways, what got you into this business?
Well, I had a lot of experience in it with my corporate job, and then truthfully, I had a couple of friends that reached out and wanted some help with their houses. So we took care of them, and then they started referring people, and it just kind of had a tumbleweed effect into what it is now. Ended up quitting my corporate job to do this full time.
And how many years has it been?
I've had the business 3.5 years.
So 3.5 years, and I'm gonna ask you some small business entrepreneur questions.
Let's do it.
So tell me some of the growing pains of maybe starting your small business and growing it to what it is now.
For sure. I would just say wearing all of the hats is
Oh man,
tough.
for sure.
So when you're a small entrepreneur, you're the installer, the salesperson, the accountant.
Yeah.
I'm a water softener influencer on social media, so that's always fun. So just figuring out how to do all of the things associated with the business while keeping your level of service at that 5-star level.
Yeah.
Can be a challenge.
Being a small business owner, it's tough. You are wearing all the hats, and I definitely struggle with that, because you're the face of the company. You have to network, you have to do the work, right? And then also you have to keep the books, unless you hired someone else for that, unless you outsource that at this point. But
yeah, you still got to execute after you talk about doing everything. You still have to go do it.
yeah, there's that, right?
Yeah.
I will say the water tastes amazing.
I appreciate it,
Like
man.
literally night and day difference.
Yeah.
I know that sounds kind of stupid, but
No,
because we've
not
never
at
had an
all.
RO system ever. We've had water softeners or whatever, but RO, I've been wanting to get one for years, and finally our paths crossed when we did the podcast for our team, and I'm glad that happened because water tastes yummy, dude.
I'll tell you, man, if you're used to either just drinking fridge filtered water or you're out buying
Yeah,
bottles
that's what
of
we were
water,
doing.
right?
Fridge.
If you switch to an RO system, you're definitely going to notice the difference.
Yeah, qualities.
Especially you got an alkaline water system
Yes.
too. So you got a system that's putting all the essential minerals back into the waters. Most people don't realize a regular RO system is going to strip out 99.9% of everything out of the water. So if you have an alkaline water system, then you can take that and you can add in the essential, the calcium, the magnesium, the other minerals, and bring the pH back up. And it honestly makes the water taste better, and it's not going to dehydrate you. It's going to hydrate you more. There's nothing worse than drinking water and still being dehydrated.
Yeah. Yeah, so getting into the technicalities and specifics about the systems that you install, can you speak a little bit more about that? I know you kind of just went over it, but
Sure.
The different options that you have for clients?
Yeah, so we do carry standard RO systems, and then we carry remineralized systems, and then we have alkaline water systems as well. So standard RO, it's the technology that's been around forever. Then we have a remineralized option, so it's going to put those essential minerals back in. And then we actually have a true alkaline water system too, that's going to bring the pH up over 10. So those $5 or $6 bottles of water that you see at Circle K, you can have that same quality water right out of your tap.
That's so awesome. And I have to say your install job was pretty awesome.
I appreciate that, man. Take a lot of pride in that.
There was actually a local plumber in the neighborhood who I think I told you, he commented and said, hey, this guy did a really good job.
It's awesome.
So
Hey,
kudos to you, man.
If somebody else from the trades actually says that you did a good job, that means you probably did a good
It's
job.
a clean install for sure.
If you want to know 10 different ways to do plumbing, ask 10 different plumbers. They'll give you a different way to do it.
So Blake, tell me how the journey has been as a small business owner, entrepreneur, like some of the struggles or how rewarding it has been,
Sure.
things like that.
I mean, look, overall, it's been really rewarding. The reason why I ended up breaking off and doing my own business instead of working for somebody else was I wanted to help people and I wanted to spend more time with my family. And I wanted to be present. So I was on the road, 20, 25 weeks a year. So now even if I'm working all day, I get to say hi to my kids in the morning and kiss them goodnight, which has been awesome. The entrepreneurial journey isn't always smooth. There's a lot to learn, especially when you're coming from a corporate job where they already have systems and processes and everything in place. So just figuring out how to get things done sometimes can be a challenge. But overall, it's been awesome, man. We get to help people every day, and that's really what I started the business for.
Yeah, and building those relationships, and one of the cool things is like you just get to meet different people.
For sure.
You're not going to jive super well with everybody, and everybody's not for everybody, right? But those relationships that you do make, it's definitely rewarding in its own right. And then you become friends later on,
That's how we met.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, this is true story.
Get to meet, there's so many entrepreneurs, if you're looking at buying a car, let's say you want to buy this Lexus up here, right? And then all of a sudden everywhere on the road, you're going to see that Lexus everywhere, right? Same thing with a business. Once you throw some stickers on your truck and you're trying to go out and advertise your business, you realize how many small businesses there are going around the valley every day.
Yeah.
And I've got to meet so many of those people, and everyone is humble, they're nice, they're hustling, just trying to do things for their family, and it's awesome.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this whole walk and talk thing. I want to support local small businesses such as yourself, and give people a platform, tell their story, share, what it's like and the clients they serve and just everything. And I think that's huge because you want to do business with people that you see value in, right? That you connect with.
Like-minded people.
Like-minded people, and support each other. And it's nice to see people succeed, man. When you're trying to earn that dollar for, your family, and you're putting food on the table, doing what you love and doing what you're great at, whether that be your craft or, some kind of other service that you provide for people. It's really cool, man. Like I love rooting for people like that because it's hard. It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
As we were talking about earlier, it's hard to wear all the hats.
It can be.
But very rewarding. So for me, I stepped away from, basically I consider it corporate because hospitals are corporate. Yeah. Essentially, it's a business, right? I stepped away from that because I just couldn't stand what I was seeing and how they were managing people and the lies and all this stuff. Long story short, I had stepped away from very secure money, which I'm sure you did the same thing, right?
I did.
That's the story of a lot of entrepreneurs. Morning. You step away from a safe paycheck, consistent paycheck, but you do that in pursuit of something more fulfilling. And what you touched on, which is awesome, is more family time.
That was the idea.
Man, you can never get time back.
Can't.
The older I get, I realize that time is the greatest commodity that we have.
Yeah.
So how do you spend that time? How do you invest that time? Who are you investing that time with? Those are the things that are huge to me, and it sounds like that definitely resonates with you as well.
100%, man. Yeah, you only get so many Christmases and birthdays and first and last day of school with your kids. So, power to everybody that's out there. Everyone's got a different journey, a different grind, and if you can't make those things, I get it. I've done the same. I've missed every one of those types of holidays and events, but
it's hard,
if you have the opportunity, make sure that you're there for the kids' baseball game. Make sure that if you can coach their team, go coach their team.
Yeah.
I've got, my oldest is almost 14 now, and my youngest is almost 5. And I see the missed events and the things that I wasn't around for my oldest. And I damn sure am gonna do my best to not miss any of it with my youngest.
Yeah.
And now make even more memories with my oldest now that I have time.
Yeah, try even harder, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's, time, man, it sucks. But it's also, kind of puts things in perspective. And that's the struggle, because we can get so wrapped up in trying to grow, right? Yep. Our businesses, and then it's easy to lose sight of, I think we were just
why we started it.
Yeah, you actually just mentioned this at Cornhole for a cause the other day, You know, I just couldn't agree more, because you get caught up in trying to grow, and you're like, hold on, I got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
You have kind of like a humbling moment. You feel burnout, right? And then you're like, okay, let's slow down.
Well, I had to go back and look, right?
Yeah.
I had to go into my notebook, and I did my T-chart when
Yeah.
I was deciding whether or not to quit my job to pursue this. And then after I decided, okay, this is probably what I'm gonna do, I went and I wrote out all the reasons why I wanted to start a business. And nowhere on that list was be a multimillionaire and work 90 hours a week and like try to take over the world. It was help people and spend time with my family and be present. So sometimes you got to put those things in perspective. And do I want to grow the business? Absolutely.
Oh, of course.
You know, I want to be a larger company and help as many people as possible. At the same time, I started the business to help people spend more time with my family and be present.
Yeah.
So I need to grow at a pace that reflects that.
Yeah. Scale at a constant but manageable pace, right?
Yeah, things went off the rails for a little bit. So it's time to just realign and remember why I'm here.
It's part of the journey, man. Growing pains, it's hard,
Yeah.
So going along those lines, you know, we can make all the money we want, right? It's up to us, which is a beautiful thing. And we can also not make as much as we want to do those more important things in life, right? To kind of center yourself. And
money comes and goes.
Money comes and goes. It's literally, you stole the words right out of my mouth, sir.
Yeah.
The words I've been trying to get out for about 20 minutes. No, I'm joking. But yeah, money comes and goes, man. And you can never get that time back, and you can't take money with you to the grave.
No.
And you can't leave. Yeah, I mean, well, you can leave the money, but you can leave your kids and your family and your loved ones with experiences.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't want my kids to remember me for money.
Yeah. Dude, I love that, man.
I want my kids to remember me with memories, and dad was around, and dad was fun, and coached the teams,
Yes.
and helped me with homework, and cooked dinner, and did all the things. That's what I want to be remembered
So speaking
by.
of coaching teams, you coach, right?
Yeah.
That's right. So tell them about that.
Oh yeah, man. It's like my favorite 6 to 8 hours a week, man. I coach a bunch of rugrats, although not anymore. They're like all 13 to 15 years old. But yes, I coach a 14U flag football team now. And I've had a lot of these kids now for 3 or 4 years, and they're awesome. So I go out and try to get them to stay aligned during practice for a couple hours, a couple times a week. And then, although sometimes I feel like a glorified babysitter, but they're all wonderful kids, and I've been able to see them grow from, you know, these little kids. Now they're a bunch of young men growing out.
Man.
They've all got leadership skills now.
Dude.
You can tell which ones are going to kind of do what in life on how they hone each other in. And it is, man. It's my favorite time of the week.
That's beautiful.
Is going out and hang with them. And it's mandatory time that my son and I don't have our phones. We have to interact. We have to talk.
Yeah, be a human.
Be a human.
Yeah, you got to be a human with other humans.
Yeah. And then, you know, you get to get some aggression out. You know, you get to go out there and run routes with the kids, and, you know, make sure that they stay in line, and try to teach them a couple of lessons along the way too.
You know, in this culture, well, I think it's kind of shifting the other way now. But for a while, I think we're getting a little too soft, right?
Yes.
Especially for young men. And I know for a fact, because this helped me when I was growing up. I mean, you met my dad, he's a military dad. He's still pretty...
He's pretty hardcore, dude.
Yeah. Pretty alpha, I would say. You know, senior chief of the Navy, you don't get to that position just by being soft. And I think the misconception is, you know, there's a difference between raising kids to be loving and kind. Like, who doesn't want that, obviously?
Of course.
Right? But also for young men especially, and I'm speaking to you young men, you know, you teenage or like teeny bopper all the way, even to like college kids if you're watching this. You have to learn how to, Jordan Peterson said, learn how to control that monster, right? That inner monster. You gotta know how to be aggressive. And there's no better way to learn that than to actually go through some physical hardship, whether that be with a team or an individual sport. You know, boys and men, we're physical beings. We were created to essentially like defend and be physical and do things. So wrestling, football, MMA, which I'm a big fan of. I think these are important. These are important things to learn where you are on the pecking order of life and what things you can improve on. And it helps. You know, I've seen, growing up, I've had friends that, and I'm not like super alpha, you know, kind of not trying to paint that persona, but there were kids that were a little softer, and by the time we were seniors in high school, let's take it right here. By the time we were seniors in high school, they literally had transformed into a different animal, a different person.
Yeah. They must have been wrestlers.
Funny thing, dude, they actually started wrestling with football, and some of them did track as well. So a mixture of like team sports, and this is totally not about State 48 water right now. This is kind of interesting.
That's fine, bro.
It's
Let's go. Let's get it. Water's not that exciting.
Hey, but water is essential.
It's important.
Yeah, so I hear. What is it? How long can you go without water? 72 hours?
I don't know, not that long here. It's about to be summer.
Yeah. Hey, although this weather is incredible right now.
I'll take it.
Dude, I feel like I'm
I had goosebumps earlier when I was standing in the shade. It was a little chilly.
So there's something to be said when you do physical hardship and you do learn different values and different aspects in life that are really important with teamwork and individual accountability when you do different sports.
And I'll say too, like having different influences too. So you have your dad, and you've got 12 of these young men that I coach, right?
Yes.
And not a single one of them listens to their dad, including my son not listening to me. But if those boys can surround themselves with other men, right, and have different coaches and different influences in their life, it's important for them to be able to get those different influences and pick the things that align with them and learn and grow.
Yeah.
So by having me as a coach, having somebody else coaching baseball, someone doing wrestling in high school, you've got your dad's friend, right, that's also an influence. You know, you'll be able to gather those different lessons and values and kind of pick and choose the things that align with you. I've had plenty of amazing leaders in my life, including my dad, but also military bosses or guys that I've worked for, or just other men in my life that have helped shape who I am now.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly important for young men to be coached by somebody.
Yeah.
Because they don't know. They don't know what the heck they're doing.
No one knows. We don't even know.
No, we don't know. I'm still figuring it out.
We're all still trying to figure it out. Yeah. You definitely learn from who you're surrounded with, right? You are who you hang out with, right? And you don't want to ever be the quote unquote smartest person in the room, because at that point you're not learning, right? So you want to surround yourself with people that you can learn from and that you can benefit from, but also you got to bring something to the table with your life experiences. And I love that, dude. I coached youth football and I freaking loved it.
It's my favorite.
Dude, it was the best. Now I coach my girls volleyball team, and I think it's about a year or so around there, and just to see these young girls just come together as literally a team, because it was a hot mess when we first started.
It's a lot of personality.
Dude, well, it's a lot of that and just like, you know, squirrel, and it's like trying to hone that, and it was just like that in practice last night. But I'll tell you what, man, when it's game time, they know what's up.
They lock in?
Dude, they lock in, and we've only lost a total of 2 games over the past 2 seasons.
That's awesome.
2 seasons or 3 seasons even.
It's all coaching, huh?
Well, of course, you know. Me and Coach Natalie, right? It's all us now. It's the girls responding, but also one thing that's important is you can coach and you can be this mentor, but a great mentor, you have to learn and know how to deliver the message to where it's at their level, right? Because you could have all this knowledge, but if you don't know how to share it, that's a problem.
And to each individual kid, there's two or three of the boys on my team that I can't address them in a group, because they'll get embarrassed or they'll get flustered and they won't perform after that. But there's a few of them that I can pull over to the side, and I've learned, hey, if I talk to them like this, if I deliver the message like this, it's gonna be heard and they're gonna go out and execute. And that's a great lesson for life.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta know your audience, you gotta know how to deliver the message.
So Blake, I love talking about life and, you know, kids and family and values and helping the youth. That's beautiful. Morning.
Get your jog in, bro.
That is the best.
Hi,
buddy. I love that, dude. So Blake, I could talk all day about mentoring the youth and all that stuff, and because I freaking love it. Obviously you do too. But
it is important.
Yes, sir. Let's get back to your visits. Why is it important to have a water softener in your household?
Yeah, you gotta have some sort of water treatment. Arizona has historically the worst water in the United States.
Is that for real?
For real.
Wow.
Yeah, we are ranked last.
Jeez.
But for most people, when you go and purchase a home, it's the largest investment that you're going to make, and it doesn't take very long for hard water to start causing a detriment to your house. So here we're in Eastmark right now, East Mesa. We're anywhere between 16 and 22 grains of water hardness anytime throughout the year, and you're going to notice it immediately on your faucets, on your glass, on your dishes, on your laundry. Everything is going to be impacted in your house. So you want to get some sort of water treatment, whether that's a traditional water softener, a water softener and whole house filter, to protect that investment of your house. The other part, if you have kids especially, is we have tremendously high levels of chlorine and chemicals in our water here in Arizona. So we do talk about whole home filtration a lot, because at least for me, with my little guy, when I was putting him in the bathtub when he was an infant, I didn't really know better. Now I do, right? So I know about the chlorine, I know about the iron and the heavy metals, and I don't want my kids absorbing any of those chemicals into their skin. So you can have nice soft water to protect your house. It is gonna feel better on your skin and hair. Your laundry's gonna perform better. But the other part of that is what are we taking in through our skin? So like I said, the chlorine, the heavy metals, all the other crap that's in the water, you want to get that out.
Yep. I would definitely say after the whole thing that happened in 2020, I think people are looking at their health a little bit more.
For sure.
They're a little bit more conscious of pollutants, toxins, chemicals, food, in our food environment, all that stuff.
You got to pay attention, and whole house system is going to remove a lot of the stuff out of the base of the water. I know PFAS chemicals and microplastics are something that's of a big concern now. So like the reverse osmosis system that you have, it removes all of that.
Yeah.
Right. So you can at least make sure that the drinking water that you have is clean and pure, and it's remineralizing your body, and it's doing all the things you want it to do. You don't want to be drinking that poison.
No, definitely not.
There's a lot of good things about Arizona. The weather, at least for 8 months out of the year, is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a good economy. It's a great place to have a business, but it is a horrible place to have water.
Yep. So let's take me through the install process. So typical house here, let's say around 3,000, 2,000, 3,000 square feet.
Yeah.
How long does that whole process take if you're gonna install water softener and the whole RO and all that stuff?
Sure. So first thing is making sure that we size it correctly. So we ask a couple of questions up front, like how many people are living in the house, what kind of water usage do you have, and then what are your goals with water treatment. So once we've determined what type of system that we would recommend, we usually give a couple of options. If you have a loop already in the house, right, then we can go, and a whole house system in the garage is going to take us about 2 hours, and then another hour to put in the RO system. So it's not this large invasive 2-3 day project. We're in and out. The water's only going to be turned off for about 20-30 minutes, and I have a nice new water treatment system.
Yeah, you were pretty quick installing our system. Blake, why would someone choose State 48 Water over another company?
Because we're the best.
Yes, yes,
there's,
you are.
There's a lot of reasons. I do feel like now more than ever that people are wanting to support more local businesses. So obviously that's great. You're not putting money in the coffers of a giant company, but there's a lot of benefits for the homeowner too. First, generally the pricing is going to be a lot more reasonable when you're dealing with local. And then besides that, knowing who you're investing in. So you have an owner, at least in my company, that's going to be involved in the install. I'm going to be involved in the process of getting the system sized for your house. And then knowing down the line, if something happens, you have an actual person to call. So we provide the highest quality commercial grade systems for your home. At the same time, we deliver that 5-star service on installation and follow-up, and making sure that everything is going to last for as long as we say it's going to.
I love that. I love that, sir. And I love State 48 Water and how good it tastes.
And we love you.
Hey man, thank you for coming out, by the way, and supporting the Wallace family at Cornhole for a Cause. We greatly appreciate that, man. That was a great turnout. Looked like you guys had some fun, right?
We had a blast, man. We didn't win this time, but it was just a technicality. We'll be back next year.
Love it. I love it. Well, thanks again, brother, for coming and
course,
hanging out
man.
with me this morning on this
Appreciate
beautiful
you.
day and this blessed life that we have, sir. If you guys need water softener treatment for your home, RO installs, you know, got the alkaline system, do it. It's 1000% worth it. Blake is the man, he can help you out. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home, contact your boy. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.